Hello!
Today, we'll be exploring the literary and political reputation of Anna Laetitia Barbauld. Anna Laetitia Aikeen Barbauld was born on June 20th of 1743 in Kibworth Harcourt, Leicestershire, England. A poet of the Romantic era, she is most widely known for her writings on political and social themes and her use of 18th century meditative verse. Anna Barbauld is the only daughter of John and Jane Jennings Aikeen. Both of her parents were Presbyterian dissenters, Christians who separated from the Church of England during the 17th and 18th centuries. Her father, a Presbyterian nonconformist minister, also worked as the schoolmaster for a nonconformist Protestant academy in Warrington, Lancashire. Both of Barbauld's parents contributed to her education. She was given a typical domestic education from her mother, while her father managed to teach Anna English by the time she was 3. Her father also taught her French, Italian, Latin, and Greek while she was still in her childhood. She had a younger brother, John Aikeen, who was particularly important to her career. The family moved to Warrington, Lancashire in 1758 to follow the elder John's job opening at the aforementioned academy. This is where Anna would live between the ages of 15 and 30. It was at this time that she began receiving encouragement from family and friends. Many of her father's acquaintances began encouraging her to pursue a higher education and her passion for literature. In 1761, Joseph Priestley, a significant influence on Anna in both the literary and personal sense, moved to Warrington. Anna became close friends with the Priestley family. Priestley, whose verse was said to inspire Barbauld to write her own, was a large factor of encouragement for the young Anna. Her brother, John, who she would come to work with in their adult years, persuaded Anna to write and publish as well. The first 6 of her pieces would later be published in one of John's books. Her husband, Rochement Barbauld, was a French Protestant clergyman. After their marriage, the couple moved to Suffolk. They adopted Anna's 2-year-old nephew in 1777. His presence affected Anna's youth writings, as well as the couple's decision to found and run a boarding school for boys in 1785 in Suffolk. Unfortunately, the marriage was very unhappy. Rochement turned out to be mentally unstable. In January of 1808, Rochement attacked Anna with a knife in their kitchen. The couple separated in March 1808. Later that same year, on November 11th, Rochement escaped from a keeper he had been assigned to and drowned himself in a nearby river. Anna grieved this loss, despite their rocky relationship. The writing which Barbauld would produce would span a wide range. Her works came as contemplations on politics and social topics, literary reviews, poems, essays, and children's stories. As a romantic poet, her poetry expressed a great number of emotions, from joy to somberness to everything between. Her popular political works exhibit a great deal of activism. These works included The Rights of Women, a response to a vindication of the rights of woman by Mary Wollstonecraft that observed the pros and cons of liberated women from their injustices and restrictions. To the Poor, a condemnation of the contempt with which society observes the less fortunate, and 811, a criticism of the continuing war against France. 811 also commented on Britain's decline and the inevitability of their fall. 811 was criticized heavily, as they expressed an anti-patriotic opinion in a warring country. Additionally, Barbauld had already published a denunciation of the declaration of war on France in 1793, with Sins of Government, Sins of the Nation. Before 811's publication in 1812, 1790 marked a period in which dissenters were under attack from the public and government. This affected not only her parents as dissenters, but also Barbauld's family preceding her publication of 811, and her husband's refusal to establish his loyalty to the government. She also established herself as an abolitionist and supporter of the French Revolution. She made notable literary friends in William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge. She was an important influence on the two, with Wordsworth walking 40 miles for one meeting with her. As the two grew older and more conservative, though, they turned their back on Barbauld. In addition to their later disagreements, Barbauld had offended Coleridge by criticizing his The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, for its lack of moral. Anna Laetitia Barbauld would later die in March of 1825 near London, leaving behind a legacy of power and range through her verse that would be rehashed by 20th century feminist readers, despite the little attention she received in her time.